Good morning, I'm Angelo Castro III.
I'm Angela and we are the Castros.
It's a Thursday morning. Madaming balita pa rin, hindi pa nauubusan.
Of course.
Oo.
So,
day one ni day one ni Mary Jane sa Pinas.
Yes.
From,
yesterday nakita nga natin, nakita na sila, nagyakapan na sila.
She's glowing and she's happy. Thank you, Lord.
May pag-usapan natin kung ano-ano
yung
what happens, di ba? Ano nang mangyayari
tsaka ano daw
ngayon,
si Mary Jane, magaling na daw mag-piano, mag-guitar, gumawa ng t-shirt. Ika nga, mapapaganda pa ang buhay niya dito. Sige, today meron tayong
lasagna.
Heavy brunch. Italian lasagna, the Filipino way.
Lasagna. Thank you kay Chef June ng Lasagna Express. Galing niya doon sa kabila sa morning.
Yeah. May
Tapos may kasama
garlic bread.
Lasagna
Pinoy style. Yes.
Inunahan mo na nga, kinain mo.
Hindi lang ako.
Kain nila Direk. Sarap, no?
Si Direk din kumakain.
Sarap ba?
Oo, masarap.
Masarap yun. Nakaubos na rin ako ng solo pa kanina eh. Alright, sige.
Kaya pala, dead baka dyan. Alright, we're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch.
Let's start off our countdown with the weather. Tropical Depression Kerubin has weakened into a low-pressure area. However, it can gain strength and turn into a storm again. The LPA was last spotted 245 kilometers east of Surigao City. Pag-asa reported that the LPA has a chance to turn into a tropical depression again in the next 24 hours. Once it becomes a storm for the second time, it will be renamed as Kerubin. Storm signals are expected once the LPA strengthens again. Puro again. Sana hindi na mag-again. Sana LPA ka na lang. Huwag ka na maging storm again, please.
Kunyari, matapos na tong taon natin na wala na. Di ba kasi...
Supposedly kasi may dalawa pa tayong bagyo for this month to end the year. But then again, sabi ng pag-asa, it looks like
baka ito
if
na lang
ever si Kerubin na lang.
And then, of course, our kababayans are, just rebuilding their lives after itong mga sunod-sunod na bagyo ng November.
And of course,
last week ng October to November, yun, sunod-sunod.
Of course, there's also fear sa mga kababayan natin in those areas, mas lalo na sa southern to extreme north. It's because every Christmas na lang, every year, most of them spend time sa evacuation centers because
dahil lakas ng bagyo.
May tumatama na bagyo. But October ba yun yung sunod-sunod?
October to November
Thank you Lord na lang na ngayon medyong kalmado pa ng konti kasi parang sa October, November nagbuhos eh.
Ang isa pang iniiwasan magkaroon ng ulan ng malakas sa may Negros.
Oo,
kasi nga di ba nagkaroon ng volcanic activity diyan yung Mount Canlaon, baka maglahar.
Oo. That happened the last time it happened was sa Pampanga. Sa Mount Pinatubo. Oo, di ba?
90s pa yun.
90s pa yun. Naalala ko yun. We were on the road on the way to Subic supposedly. We were asked to turn back. 3 p.m. ang dilim. Really pitch black, kala mo gabi. Tapos may lahar flow na dumadaan sa sa Pampanga area. Ayun. So, let's move on.
Next in our countdown, the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PTEX, gears up for the influx of holiday passengers. Terminal management says they are expecting around 3 million travelers by the end of this week until the first week of January. This is higher than last year's passenger volume at around 2.6 million. Authorities advised passengers to refrain from bringing prohibited items such as sharp objects to avoid inconvenience. So expected naman yan talaga na dadagsa ulit yung mga passengers sa mga iba't ibang, not just in PITX or PTEX, but also in different terminals here in Manila. Kasi uwian yan sa mga probinsya.
Tsaka to and from yan.
Yeah.
Paalis, papasok. So yung computation nila, yan ang magiging influx of passengers. Could you imagine yung volume na yan? And most of these passengers, pagbaba sa PTEX, siyempre may transit na yan sa EDSA. So EDSA will be bottleneck.
Traffic ulit.
Pero during the 24, 25,
medyo kalmado.
And 26, all the way up to New Year, tendency niyan is medyo kalmado dahil ubos na ang pera ng tao.
Pero may manonood pa ng
kaya nga
ng MMFF, yung The Kingdom, papanoorin na yan.
Kaya nga ubos na yung pera, titipid nila yung pera for MMFF. Tapos pagdating ng New Year, lahat ng natira sa Christmas na pwedeng initin na lang.
Nakapag-init na ba ang lahat?
Yung mga nag-roast chicken, pagdating ng New Year, adobo na lang yun. Yung mga nag-ham nung Christmas, ibibacon na lang yung ham, ipiprito. So,
Pero going back dito sa mga terminals natin, especially itong PITX, diba, nagkaroon tayo ng mga several reports there na dinadala tayo ng mga mojos natin, si Evan, diba, na maganda naman yung PITX, security, yung lugar nila kasi bago-bago pa lang yan. Doon sa ibang mga
Cubao, Perinyal, ano yan, traffic area na yan.
kasi security doon,
Oo,
kasi minsan may mga nagaganap na mga, ano ba yun, yung mga nandudukot, diba, nagnanakaw ng
Kasi
mga gamit ng pasahero.
ang Cubao is biyaheng north yan eh. Karamihan ng mga papuntang northern area sa Ilocos, sa Baguio, yan, Central Luzon. Sa Cubao manggagaling yan. Sa PTEX naman is southern. Batangas, Tagaytay, oo, yon.
Okay, let's continue with our countdown.
Placing at the 8th spot is about the mayor of Pandi, Bulacan. Mayor Enrico Roque was arrested in a Christmas party in Bulacan for rape last night. Roque, his councilor John Rojas, and an unnamed individual were accused of raping a woman in Caloocan in 2019. The accused individuals refused to give a comment on the matter. They are currently detained in the Northern Police District.
Nalaman nga namin na si Mayor ay nasa Amana Resort sa Pandi, Bulacan. So, during that time, ongoing yung program. Tapos, inantay po namin silang matapos. Pagkatapos ng program, nung papaalis na po si Mayor, linapitan po natin, kinausap natin siya ng maayos. And nag-respond po naman ng maayos.
Actually, parang I think the rape happened somewhat 5 years ago. And yung victim was medyo bata-bata pa ng konti.
Siguro at that time, takot pa siya, di ba?
Tapos yung e-warrant, kasi the warrant was issued via yung electronic. So parang tinitignan ng police, parang may database of warrant. So each station kasi they check yung system nila kung ano yung mga warrant na naka-out sa court sa area nila. Para hindi na kailangan maghintay pa ng physical copy sa court. Nung tinignan nila tong e-warrant, hindi nga nila alam mayor tong tao, hinanap nila yung location, nalaman nila sa Pandi, Bulacan, pinuntahan nila sa Christmas party, mayor pala daw at councilor. Pero just the same, tinupad nila yung work nila na hulihin si mayor with an issue that happened 5 years. Kasama daw ni mayor yung councilor.
Oo, nang kasama sa, doon sa mga nang rape.
Nakaka-irita yung mga ganito. Ano ba naman kayo? Kung totoo, ano ba naman kayo?
Yes. Alright, coming up. The Social Welfare Department maintains that the controversial AKAP program is free from any political influence.
And the House Quad Committee recommended filing charges against multiple personalities, including former President Rodrigo Duterte.
We're just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news and Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning. You're still watching Brunch here on One News.
Yan, may mga nagtatanong sa isip ko eh.
Ano?
Ano daw ang pagkain natin dito? That's lasagna. Oo.
Marami nagtanong?
Oo. Alam niyo ba, ang lasagna in origin, kala niya it's Italian, di ba? Technically, ang tunay ng Italian is layers of not lasagna sheets, but rather yung mga tirang pasta, tas tomato, and then pasta sila lalagyan ng Italian sanggatas.
Oh, yun ang etymology.
The lasagna mismo na nakikita natin today, that's from Chicago. So that's, di ba nag-migrate ang mga Sicilian Italians into the US. When they started, they saw na meron silang surplus of ingredients. So they started making sheets for lasagna and baking it. Hence, meron kang lasagna, may deep dish pizza. So you have to remember, ang cuisine kasi ng Italy is a natural Italian food.
Yeah.
Plus, meron silang mesh up with Western, which is Chicago or sa California base. So they call that Italian-American. Tulad ng mga brand dito, di ba? May mga brand na Italian-American.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Diego Castro. Hindi ko yun alam eh. Bakit? Hindi mo ako nag-joke ka. Chef ka naman talaga. Ano pa?
Yun.
Pala
Hoy, anyway, good morning kay,
origin niya.
I expected this from Sam Pokemon Go, ha? Si Sam Pokemon Go, hanap ka ng lasagna fun facts. Go.
Basahin ko lang yung mga nanonood sa atin dito sa YouTube. Si Summer Cabrera, sabi niya na iinit daw yung ulo niya sa head ng PhilHealth doon sa show ni Manong Ted sa kabila. Lipat na lang daw muna siya dito para daw fresh faces muna.
Painitin natin ulo mo
Si
ulit.
Ronald Maxtay nanonood, of course, si Oscar and Mark Santiago, si Geraldine Balolong, si Leonie Valdezotto nanonood din sa atin. And Alex Fuentes, Tita Daisy, Tita Nali, Tito Nito Cancio, VJ, sino pa, si Hener nanonood sa atin, si Ate Ice, and of course si Mother Earth, si Mina Benales ng Jessie Mendez and the rest of our Jessie Mendez family, and Tita Esther Abaya. Mother Earth, hi Mama, good
Buti
morning.
na lang si Ronald laging nanonood. No?
Bakit?
Kasi kung na-bore siya, di Ronald McGo.
Gaya-gaya.
Anong gaya-gaya?
Gaya-gaya ka nagjo-joke. Tapos si Sam
Ronald
Pokemon
McGo.
Go, si Migs Ebron, tapos si Ralph
Domingo. Good morning.
Gary Field, yan. Mga regular viewers natin yan. Alright.
Uy, Gary Field.
Oh, di ba? Si Garfield, favorite niya, ang
Lasagna.
lasagna. Okay, let's continue with our countdown. Going straight now to our 7th spot, the number of Chinese student visa holders in the country has declined. The Immigration Bureau said universities imposed stricter policies for foreign students. Early this year, lawmakers raised security concerns over the rise in the number of Chinese students. The decline also comes amid the last stretch of the government's crackdown against POGOs.
May basta malinaw in general, yung paghigpit is not specifically targeting Chinese, but foreign students in general. Dapat talaga naman there are certain requirements in place. Pero
itong
wag naman
balita kasi
sana
natin bumaba yung
wag
mga
naman
Chinese
sana maging cause yung ganyan, yung pagbabawas ng matindi ng mga Chinese students, because of course we welcome interculture, 'di ba? Interculture studies. 'Di ba? They come here, we go there, we learn about each other's cultures. Kasi kung anong man away meron ang ating mga bansa.
Pagdating sa issue ng West Philippine Sea.
That has nothing to do with yung mga people like us, 'di ba?
Mga exchange students na nag-aaral
Let the
dito.
government officials and our politicians deal with these issues. Pero yung mga regular folk like us, let's live all in peace tayo.
Kasi 'di ba, for context, talaga nagkaroon ng issue diyan dahil nga doon sa mga POGOs, sa sinabi nga daw doon sa Cagayan specifically, may influx of Chinese students.
Sa POGOs daw kasi, ang sinasabi nila sa illegal
Baka
side
daw
niyan,
spy.
meron daw naka-embed na mga sleeper spies.
Kasi doon sa Cagayan, malapit doon, may EDCA tayo doon, may EDCA site tayo. So parang natagni-tagni na yung mga kwento doon. Pero
kung saan pa daw may EDCA site, doon pa may increase. Pero kasi may Cagayan State University.
Yes, yun. Pero sinasabi nga nila, nung May 2024, 1,516 Chinese national students yung may visa sa Cagayan, that as of May 2024. Pero 485 doon ang enrolled, na merong 96 lang na students na active na nag-o-onsite.
Tsaka lininaw ng mga taga-university, hindi lahat po ng enrolled physically nandun.
Online yung iba
Karamihan daw online. Mas
So
lalo
kaya
na,
nga sinabi nila 96 lang yung nag-o-onsite.
mas lalo na daw pag-graduate na daw, karamihan sa kanila, they're online, tapos they come to the Philippines.
Yun nga kasi di ba pinagtataka nila,
Pag-graduation
1,500 yung merong national student visa, pero ito sa Cagayan naman to, ang naka-enroll lang 485. And technically daw, ang Chinese nationals, sila yung top source ng mga mga students sa iba't ibang bansa. Not just here in the Philippines.
All over the world.
But all over the world, sa US.
Koreans and Chinese.
Okay. Alright, sige, let's continue with our countdown.
Settling in at the 6th spot is the Defense Department and the Communist Party of the Philippines. The two parties confirmed that no holiday ceasefire is declared this year. Defense Secretary Gibo Chodoro said a ceasefire against the CPP and its armed wing New People's Army or NPA is also a ceasefire against criminals and terrorists. Meanwhile, the CPP-NPA said a holiday ceasefire is not possible due to the supposed suppression, offensive military operations and imposition of martial law in the countryside. The last time a ceasefire between DND and CPP-NPA was declared was back in 2022.
Oh, kasi I remember last year, nag-declare din yung hanay nila, CPP-NPA, pero hindi tumugon yung natin, yung side din natin.
Oh, pero sinabi kasi 'di ba, may mga interview yung mga past generals. Ang nangyayari kasi karamihan pag ceasefire, sumusunod kasi yung gobyerno. Most often daw yung sa side ng CPP-NPA, hindi daw sumusunod. Plus mas nag-ramp up daw sila ng recruitment ng mga sundalo nila because they have leeway to move around kasi naka-ceasefire So talagang nag-pre-position sila, they're taking different positions para pagtigil daw ng ceasefire, ready na sila. So it's unfair din naman sa side natin.
Pero sinasabi nga ni Defense Secretary, di ba, Gibo Chodoro, sinasabi nga niya na itong mga CPP-NPA na to, mga Jurassic na to, they have become irrelevant ang sinasabi nila. Ano pa ba yung mga pinaglalaban nila? Because every year dumodoble o talagang nagkakaroon ng number ng mga rebels na returnees na bumabalik dito sa atin kasi nare-realize daw nila yung program at saka yung mga gusto nila ay pwede naman ibigay din.
Saka if you look at the history kasi of CPP-NPA, nagsimula rin yan sa Hukbalahap. That movement was against certain individuals in the government, against the Japanese. So nawala yung Japanese, bumalik sila under the NPA wing against the former president, the late Ferdinand Marcos. They were against certain policies of Ferdinand Marcos. Kaya they had an ideology that they were following, di ba? Freedom, they were against suppression, di ba? And certain taxes, ganon. Ngayon, nung nagkaroon ng EDSA revolution, di ba? We reinstated democracy. And yet, sabi nila, bakit until now, hindi sila nagbalik loob? And they're still in the mountains doing what they're doing. So, karamihan sinasabi nila, yung mga younger generation, hindi na nila alam kung anong ideology ng NPA. Basta ang alam nila, sumusunod sila sa utos ng mga boss and then the bosses...
yung mga leaders nila ngayon are old na...
They're old and then yung mga bago, they're using it as a business. They collect taxes. Di ba naninira pa sila ng mga tore, ng mga infrastructure sa mga areas.
Pero yun nga, nakikita din daw nila kasi na marami na rin nga, as I've said kanina, yung mga rebel returnees na...
ayaw na nila ng gulo
Ayaw na nila ng gulo, nakikita nila yung mga needs nila ay nabibigay din naman for them.
Kasi na-realize nila nang bumaba sila sa bundok, wala na pala yung mga dating panahon na suppressed ng freedom. May freedom na So that's why a lot of them are surprised. No? All you have to do is calm down, turn over your arms, and then reintegrated ka sa society. Magkaroon ka ng livelihood, may trabaho ka, di ba?
Alright, let's continue with our countdown. Coming in at our top 5, Congressman Erwin Tulfo and Richard Gomez figured in a heated exchange in Congress. Tulfo wanted to amend the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002 to prohibit media personnel in anti-drug operations. He said this is for their safety and balanced reporting. But Gomez said this was already tackled before and it is now up to the Senate to approve the same amendment.
Since kayo po ay malakas po sa Senado, baka pwede pong sila pong sabihan ninyo, tapos na po tayo sa amendments natin.
Pagdating ho natin doon, Mr. Speaker, we will do that.
Congratulations po at inamin nyo na talagang panalo na kayo sa Senado.
So, hindi ko inaasahan Tulfo versus Gomez. Pero,
But you have to remember kasi si Richard Gomez, artista pa lang yan, meron siyang grupo yung MAD.
Mamamayan ayaw sa droga.
So talagang nasa advocacy din ni Congressman Gomez. is yung certain measures against drugs. He's always been vocal about that.
Tapos naging issue din talaga yun yung isasama ba yung media sa operation. Tapos pagka kasama sila, dapat willing silang mag-testify. Dito yata yung sinasabi ni Congressman Tulfo, ni Erwin Tulfo, na parang may section doon na wag nang isama yung media doon sa parang inventory ng mga...
You can remove the section kasi ang nangyayari po yung confiscate drugs, it's up for presentation sa judge. And ang nagiging issue kasi, madaming bumabalik sa merkado sa drugs. So parang sino yung leak? Sino yung kumukuha nitong mga supply? Minsan, kunyari, may 2 tonelada ang na-confiscate, biglang 1 ton na lang ang napasok sa inventory. So sinasabi nila, how do we go about securing yung drugs na nako-confiscate na hindi lalabas sa merkado ulit bago pa dumating sa judge. So parang these amendments are saying, pag nakita ng media, they will sign off on the document na they are witness to it. Ngayon, nakikita ko yung point ni Congressman Tulfo is, teka lang, ang media personnel, we're here kasi to report unbiased. Ang problema, if you're engaged in that, tapos may sign off ka, meron kang possible repercussions from the syndicates, from people who are doing this kabalastugan.
Pero sinasabi naman ni Congressman Gomez, Richard
Tapos
Gomez, natanggal na yun, Senado na lang inaantay.
Nakita ko lang yung point ni Congressman Tulfo na yung i-remove. Okay ako doon. Ang problema, hindi niya alam kasi na natakal na sa Congress. So sa Senado na lang.
Alright, sige. Meron tayong kakausapin today. I think this is regarding the Chinese students decline here in the Philippines. We have our spokesperson, the Bureau of Immigration, Dana Sandoval, on the line. Good morning once again, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Magandang umaga po.
Sige, hingi lang po kami ng reaction dito sa amin na current report na meron pong decline ng mga Chinese students sa atin. Do you have data on that that you can share with us?
Yes, actually, yung figures natin bumaba. I think from the thousands after the pandemic. Bumaba na lang ngayon to a few hundred siguro ng mga Chinese students. Not because siguro nagkaroon ng issues or concerns about security, but more because tumaas talaga siya after the pandemic because yung mga apply or nag-aaral rather during the pandemic ng mga distance learning courses had to go back to the Philippines to continue their studies to graduate. Pero once they graduated, wala na. Kumbaga naipon sila during the pandemic.
Right.
But after that, parang nag-plateau na yung numbers natin.
Okay. So, meron din po kasi tayong mga napag-usapan before, if you can remember, when we had you here on our show na magkakaroon ng stricter policy sa BI, ang Bureau of Immigration, pagdating nga po sa pag-assess nitong mga Chinese, not just Chinese student, but all foreign students na pupunta dito sa ating bansa. Can you give us an update on that?
Yes, after ng mga ilang pagpupulong with the interagency, nakita natin yung mga areas that need to be strengthened ng lahat po ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno that are involved in issuing visas, monitoring foreign students here in the Philippines. One very important change na ginawa po natin sa ating procedure is that once nag-i-issue tayo or once nag-process tayo ng application ng isang foreign national for a student visa, forward the names already to the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, o PICA. Ito yung ahensya that is in charge of the monitoring ng mga terrorist activities or mga matters of national security. So we forward the names for prior security vetting. Kapag may makita tayo or may makita ang rather na derogatory record for the applicant, we initiate the leave or the order to leave of the foreign national already.
Okay, spokes, kasi when we also spoke now, there was, it was discussed na may discrepancy between the numbers of those enrolled tsaka mga nang-issuean ng visa. Pero naklaro po ng mga university na hindi daw porket enrolled daw sa program nila, nandito daw sa Philippines physically kasi most of them daw take the courses online. Sa part po ng BI, I'd like to ask, hindi na kailangan na magkaroon ng mga student visa, yung mga hindi naman papasok ng Pilipinas at mag-enroll lang naman online?
I'm not privy dun sa requirements ng GCAD kasi I think it would be a requirement for them to get the diploma
Okay.
from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Lalo dun sa China specifically, I think there was a recent regulation na nagsasabi that they are not allowed anymore to do the distance learning. Hindi kagaya nung before the
Yes.
pandemic, marami talaga yung nagdi-distance learning. But after that, parang sinabi na you have to be physically present doon sa inyong pinag-aaralan to make sure na hindi ito hausya o diploma
Yes.
or whatever. So, kung nag-aaral na talaga yung mga physically present na sila, hindi na sila distance learning
Right.
na.
Okay.
Oo. But Spokes, do you think po ba itong mga naging issue natin dun sa crackdown of illegal pogos in our country, and of course yung sabi nila influx of students, of Chinese students sa Cagayan, ay isa rin po sa factor kung bakit nag-decline yung mga nag-enroll na Chinese students sa atin this year? Spokes? Hello, Miss Dana? Nako, I think we lost her. Nawala yung ating
Signal.
signal. Oo. Miss Dana, are you still
Hello?
there? There
Ayan,
you
yan,
are.
yan, yan.
Yes,
Yes, pa.
tingin mo po. Ayan.
Yes.
Tingin natin hindi naman siya naging factor. More than anything, we believe na mas naging confident yung mga estudyante talaga dito na
Miss Dana, we're losing you again. Hello po. Nako, nawawala ulit yung Miss Dana?
Yan.
Miss Dana?
hello?
Hello? Yeah. Miss Dana?
Yes.
Yeah, we lost you. We lost you there. Papakiulit na lang po yung ating sagot regarding the question po.
Yes,
Yeah.
yesterday po nagkaroon tayo ng launch nung online student visa application. It's a direct portal from the school to the Bureau of Immigration. So mas secure ito kasi rekta talaga
Okay.
from the school system to the Bureau of Immigration. It would be easier for us to be able to check the authenticity of the documents because it's directly from the portal of the school.
Yes.
And at the same time, it makes it easier din naman for the students to apply for their appropriate visas. Kumbaga, 2-tier ang tinatamaan
Yeah.
niya. May nagiging mas secure yung document pero mas convenient pa rin siya
That's
sa
right.
mga estudyante.
Spokes din, I'd like to, para maklaro lang sa mga viewers din natin, kasi ang headline natin is number of Chinese students in the PH declines. Pero in general po, how about yung mga Koreans or other nationalities? May decline rin po ba? Or it's just really the Chinese students?
I think it's the season din kasi medyo off-season ngayon ng mga estudyante. Usually yan yung start ng class and tumataas. So there is really a decline because the season, una, at pangalawa po, because it's after the pandemic already, yung bulto na naipon during the pandemic, nag-flatten out na, nag-plateau na. So it's not really a decline per se, but an effect talaga nung after the pandemic.
Okay. On a side note, Spokes Dana, we'd like to ask, of course, about updates po natin about si former Secretary Harry Roque. I mean, do we have an idea where he is right now?
Meron po tayong mga leads and information na nakuha, but siguro I am not yet at liberty to share the information, yung intelligence information na nakuha natin. We are in close coordination then with local law enforcement agencies para maimbestigahan ito. Sa tingin po natin ay hindi ito sa mga formal na pantalan na airport umalis, not within the jurisdiction of the Bureau of Immigration because it's in their system, we would be able to see that.
Yes, and
So yun po ang inaabangan natin. We have information already, but siguro in the next few weeks, mas nakakapag-release po tayo once everything is clear already.
So, just to clarify, Spokes, no, you said you have information. In other words, you already have an idea paano siya nag-exit.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do have information already, but siguro not at liberty pa to share to the
Okay.
public.
All right, on that note, thank you so much again for your time. That was spokesperson for Bureau of Immigration, Dana Sandoval. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yun. Para malinaw lang yung context, baka sabihin nila dahil epekto ng West Philippine Sea issue or yung crackdown. Hindi, it's just really the season na right after yung pandemic, may kumpulan ng mga students that were stuck here, that nagre-enroll, di ba? Pero if apples to apples daw, you compare it to pre-pandemic, the numbers are not, hindi man daw nagkakalayo.
All right, let's continue with our countdown.
Nako, ito mainit. This is one hot topic that won't die down. It's about PhilHealth. The House of Representatives will conduct an investigation into PhilHealth spending next year. House Speaker Martin Romualdez said the probe seeks to recommend improvement in PhilHealth's programs. This includes expanding benefits, reducing charges in premium contributions, or stopping the collection of premium payments for 1 year. Romualdez insists the investigation does not look for someone to blame for PhilHealth's alleged mismanagement of funds.
Why are we doing this? Because the Filipino deserve.
Yon.
Yun.
Actually, yan ang magandang punto yan.
Sige, imbestigahan nyo.
No, let us, at the very least, sabi ng iba, wag mo tanggalan ng subsidy, but rather improve mo the way they manage their systems.
Procedure.
Kasi efficiency-wise, kailangan nandun. Kasi if inefficient na nga sila, tanggal mo ng subsidy, tanggalan mo ng support, mas lalo yung the efficiency will decrease. All you have to do is the actual way they implement their programs. Pagandahin nyo na lang.
O, diba? Kaya nga sinasabi nila na, hindi, may reserve fund naman sila, may excess fund sila,
They cannot
may surplus, dami na nila sinasabing mga terminologies, how much is that, diba? Sinasabi nila yung insurance liability lang na utang ng PhilHealth, aabot na daw ng trillion pesos by the end of next year, if I'm not mistaken. So yung 400 na million or 600 million na reserve or excess fund na yan, kukulangin pa yan, di ba?
Actually, maganda yung isang perspective ng isang economist. Sinasabi, just before we go on to yung sinabi ni Congressman Romualdez, sinabi niya, for context lang ganito ang nangyayari sa PhilHealth. May kumpanya ka, may income ang kumpanya from last year. Tapos, yung pera na yung binigay mo na sa owners, plus may natira dito. Tapos, parang sasabihin ng owners ng kumpanya, wag na natin bigyan yung i-refund yung kumpanya natin. May kita na sila, gamitin na lang nila yan. Hindi. The fund that's in the company, that's excess, that's there for what you call a swing fund. Ano yung swing fund? Nasira ang building, unforeseen, nagkaroon ng retrenchment ng mga empleyado, may na-bankrupt na isang produkto, di ba? May calamity fund. The swing fund, yun ang itatap mo, di ba? That's the income for the year.
More than anything else, it's in the law na dapat binibigyan ng subsidiya ng gobyerno. While I understand also yung sinasabi ng mga lawmakers natin na yung ginagawa ng PhilHealth, I understand that kasi talaga naman merong mismanagement. Isipin mo, ang daming utang sa mga ospital, hindi na expand yung mga cases natin dito. Pero meron pa silang plan to celebrate with the amount of 138
diba,
million.
kumbaga, ang explain ko rin, why is it in the law? Because the law recognizes the fact na sa regular companies ganito nangyayari. The swing fund, the fund is there for a purpose. That's there as a backup pang emergency. That's why the law was crafted to ensure that PhilHealth will survive. But let's take a look at yung yung sinabi ni Congressman, Speaker of the House Romualdez about this issue.
Why are we doing this? Because the Filipino deserve no less. PhilHealth. PhilHealth exists to provide security and comfort in times of medical emergencies. It should not hoard resources at the expense of its members.
Ayun na. So, abangan natin next year yung magiging probe ng Congress tungkol nga dito sa PhilHealth issue. Kasi napakaraming issue talaga dito sa PhilHealth, di ba?
Ever since naman.
Oo, yung backlog nila sa pagbayad sa mga ospital, tapos hindi na-expand. Kung meron man mga case rate na dinagdag, hindi ganun ka-sufficient. Diba?
Actually, sa cancer pa lang, the coverage is not really expansive yet. May certain cancers mga na hindi pa pasok . Yung mga top cancers lang nakalagay.
Can you imagine, di ba? Ito lagi natin pinag-uusapan. Let's say, for example, meron tayong na report dito before na 300,000 yung bill niya. Magkano na nakuha niya? 20,000? Diba? Tapos pero every year or every month, nagkakaltas sa sweldo niya. Diba? Para makapagbayad
yan din
sa
po
PhilHealth.
actually, nangyari din po sa US yan. Yan ang effect ng universal healthcare. Because everyone is afforded healthcare, but not everyone pays healthcare. That's why we really have to study carefully how to implement these programs to ensure na hindi rin maapektuhan yung mga nagbabayad.
Regular contributors. That's why the subsidy comes in from the government.
But we recognize the fact na yung hindi nagko-contribute, they need help.
Yes.
But then again, economy will die, the PhilHealth will die if hindi natin mahanapan ng paraan to also support those who are actually paying.
Ang problema niyan, mamaya itaas pa yung contribution ng mga direct.
Now,
Diba?
kung walang
Pero sinasabi dito nila sa magiging probe nila, baka daw kung depende sa kakalabasan ng ng investigation nila, baka pwede nilang i-suspend yung contribution ng mga regular contributors, diba?
Ay, yari kayo dyan.
Baka daw i-suspend kasi para ipasalo lahat sa PhilHealth yung kanilang dami nun ilang minuto.
Malaki yun,
But we'll
malaki
see, tingnan natin kung ano. Pero binawi na ng PhilHealth, sabi nila, yung regarding dun sa kanilang anniversary celebration na hindi na sila gagastos ng 138 million. Thousands of pesos na lang daw. Hindi ko lang alam yung exact figure.
Di magpa-cater na lang kayo, you can rent a venue, simple party.
So di ba sinabi naman ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos pagdating sa mga party, yung mga Christmas party, di ba, practice lang tayo ng yung simplicity.
Dapat lahat sa executive, ganun.
Oo. Diba? Kung hindi pa nasilip yun, di ba, hindi natin malalaman.
Sa Malacanang ba may Christmas party na malaki? Wala naman,
Parang wala pa akong Meron yung fellowship nung nakaraan, pero
parang simple lang.
Simple
okay
lang.
na.
Alright, let's continue with our countdown. On our top 3 is Mary Jane Veloso. Veloso's camp expressed optimism that President Bongbong Marcos will grant her an absolute pardon. Here's the report.
Mary Jane Veloso arrived in the Philippines on Wednesday. Her family welcomed her home, but Mary Jane's escorts led her straight to the Correctional Institution for Women in Mandaluyong City. Her loved ones were eventually given the chance to talk and catch up with her. A moment that the Veloso family thought would never happen again. Veloso was convicted and had been jailed for 14 years in Indonesia over drug trafficking charges. Veloso's lawyer, attorney Edre Olalia, insisted on her innocence. He said they are hoping for an absolute pardon.
Kasi ang position naman namin is absolute pardon. Ang absolute pardon po is one type of clemency. Ang clemency po is the general term, generic. So it can range from amnesty, pardon, either conditional or absolute, commutation, rescission, or reprieve.
Olalia expressed confidence that President Bongbong Marcos will heed this, citing humanitarian reasons.
I have not met a Filipino, friend or foe, who has two brains about it, no? That ginabigyan ng clemency. If there are, then they are very rare, no? So nandun nanggagaling yung confidence kasi ang basis naman ng clemency is not legal, it's humanitarian.
Wala interview.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Kasi walang interview. Walang interview. Hindi, kasi yung conditional pardon, you're out in freedom, certain conditions you have to abide by, plus hindi pa fully reinstated yung rights mo as a citizen. Alam ko yung right to suffrage, parang nakasuspend pa yan.
Pagboto.
Pero yung remember kay former President Joseph Estrada, he was granted supposedly a conditional pardon by Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. Kaya na-question when he ran in the election. Pero ang interpretation is wala naman daw that the pardon that was given to him was already absolute. Pero dito kasi, we're looking at absolute pardon kasi ang goal dito is to determine at this point who was the most guilty sa issue na to. Based on Philippine law, si Mary Jane is not the most guilty. Ang problema kasi, if you ask mga certain lawyers about the case, she was carrying heroin. Hindi siya shabu na low grade, hindi siya marijuana na She was carrying high grade heroin, 2 kilos, which was very heavy. At ang sabi nila, ang mindset ng regular traveler, kung mabigat tong dinadala ko, sa nature daw natin, sinisilip natin, ano ba tong dala ko? Yun lang,
nasa loob daw ng lining ng maleta, hindi daw niya nakita.
Well, at least right now, she's with her children. It's a beautiful
sight. Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, walang death penalty. So, automatic yan, kulong lang siya. Pero kung sa tanong natin kung mag-grant ba agad yung clemency,
hindi yan.
Hindi pa agad siguro. Pero
sabi
hopefully, siguro next year.
Sabi ni Senator Laila de Lima, it takes a few months.
A few months. Pero feeling ko naman i-grant yan. Siguro we're just taking our time or si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos.
Tsaka the Indonesian government already gave a document of her behavior.
Yeah.
Kaya nga we know that she learned the guitar, she learned the piano, she makes t-shirts.
T-shirts ng tie-dye.
tie-dye na t-shirt.
Kaya nga diba sabi din ni Mary Mon sa natin kahapon, yung mojo natin, na they're also looking at yung GCTA.
Good conduct.
Oo,
kasi
kasi sabi niya, you have to remember, marami din mga iba pang PDL dito na po pwede rin tignan, para isabay sa kanya, 'di ba, na mag-grant yun.
Oo, kaya medyo pag GCTA naman daw ang titignan, medyo may matatagalan daw yun because ang copy ng document ng yung prison report niya for the last 14 years sa Indonesia is in Bahasa. Which hindi pa natin na-fully. We have to translate daw carefully the entire document and then i-compute daw ng isang board that will be convened to see ilan years na ang nabawas, ilan years ba dapat nag-sentence si Mary Jane kung Philippine soil, sa 15 years niya kung sufficient na ba yun, or outright, ano na siya, absolute
yung iba
pardon.
nga na pagko-compare nila, di ba nabanggit ko na yata ito sa'yo kahapon, yung dun sa, yung mga
Australia.
Australiano, yung Balinay, yung iba kasi namatay na, iba pinatay, pero yung ngayon natitira, na pauwi sa Australia din. Kasabay nito ni Mary Jane Veloso, yun mga nag-smuggle din sila, parang 20 years din ata sila sa kulungan, if I'm not mistaken. Pero pagdating nila sa Australia, ano na sila, free men.
Free men.
Diba? Although meron pa rin mga reintegration ng buhay nila doon, pero free men na sila. Pero ang sinasabi kasi, though we are not privy doon sa kanilang kasunduan, wala silang yung parang kasunduan dito kay Mary Jane Veloso, yung prison transfer, ganyan.
Yung video ng tatay na umiiyak, nararamdaman mo yung happiness.
Oo.
Dahil alam niyang hindi na siyang, he can wake up daw without the fear. Parang ganun.
Bibitayin ba si Mary Jane ngayong araw?
Oo, kasi isipin mo, Mary Jane lived the last, sabihin mo na 10 to 14 years. Waking up na hindi mo alam kailan ka papatayin.
Totoo.
But this time, she can, although na she's in jail right now, she can wake up knowing na I will not be subjected to death penalty anymore.
Kaya yung tatay, nakita ko din yung mga anak
Yan,
niya.
nakakaiyak.
Yung kinikis-kiss siya nung anak niya.
May apo na si Mary Jane.
Oo, pinapapak siya ng halik nung mga anak niya. Nakita mo.
Yung may
tiyak
anak
ako
niyang
doon.
malaki, siya
Ayan.
Siya ba yung may apo?
Nakakaiyak. Oo, yung malaki, yung may apo na siya
yung naka-Chicago Bulls na t-shirt. Yan ba yan? Anak ba niya?
Oo.
May apo na siya dyan.
Tapos nakita ko rin
very good.
nag-post itong lawyer ni Mary Jane.
Ay, maganda
Attorney
picture
Olaya.
yun.
Oo, na parang 9 years ago, karga-karga niya itong anak niya.
Tapos yung next picture, siya nang kinakarga.
Oo, na parang ganun, you can describe it by looking at that picture, you can describe how long was Mary Jane in Indonesia.
Yeah, so if this incident teaches us several lessons, one lesson is, di ba, we really have to find a way to protect our OFWs and to educate them properly. Parang how much longer can we endure this? Yung para lang kumita para sa pamilya, lalayo ka sa bansa mo, which is, di ba?
Kaya nga daw sabi nung kapatid ni
hardest.
Mary Jane sa kanya, kahit anong mangyari, dito na lang natin iraraos yung pamilya natin. Walang mag-a-abroad. Yun ang sabi daw ni Mary Jane sa kanila.
Oy, madaming hindi pinalad.
Naalala ko.
You remember si Flor Contemplacion
Yes,
sa Singapore.
Nabitay
siya. And we were not able to save her.
Yeah, pero naalala ko kasi yesterday I was reading the news, pati international news, CNN, Washington Post, pinapakita nga itong yung nangyari kay Mary Jane Veloso. Talagang heartbreaking din. At tas nakikita mo din yun basta yung sa anak niya, naiyak ko. Alam mo naman ako as a mom.
But as a dad din naman
Hindi,
ako.
of course.
Yung daddy nga ang nahimatay eh. Yung nanay, wala lang. Nung tinanong yung nanay, asan na yung husband mo? Hindi ko alam. Nakahiga ata dyan. Ay, pagod. Parang si Angel lang.
Okay, so by 5 days ang quarantine niya, pero by December 24, ay pwede niya makasama yung pamilya niya, 'di ba? Christmas Eve 'yon, kasama 'yun sa kasunduan.
Wait lang, nagsalita na yung daddy ng show
Oo
natin.
nga eh.
Sabi, tama na daw ang mo, comment. Joke lang. Alright, don't go away. We're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on the One News. Gusto mo makita yung super weapon?
Tinatago ka dyan.
Gusto mo makita?
Tinatago mo. Bakit kami saber dyan?
Sir Ed Lingaw,
Naiwan.
nahanap ko yung toy ni Sir Ed dito sa ilalim. So sabi ko, maglalaro kami.
Pero red yung light. Ibig
Darth
sabihin nasa
Oo.
dark side
Laruan
ka.
po ni Sir Ed Lingaw, ni Bok Ed Lingaw, na naiwan dito. So nilalaro ko ang saber mo. Okay. Bago pa sa mapunta itong
Mabaon
usapan,
yan.
umaga pa
Oo.
naman. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to our top two. House lawmakers express optimism that the contentious AKAP program will pass the scrutiny of President Bongbong Marcos. Now, these include Representatives Geraldine Roman, Jill Bongalon, and Jude Asidre. They said AKAP really helps a lot of people who are in need of assistance. The BICAM opted to allocate 26 billion pesos for the initiative, which is under fire for alleged being politicized. But the local welfare department refuted this.
The only DSWD personnel ang dapat mag-abot noong mga ayuda na ipinapaabot natin. Yung mga paymasters natin are DSWD personnel. Sila lamang po ang tumipirma doon sa ating mga documents, no? Yung mga financial documents.
Alam mo, for those who watch, uy,
Ay, sorry. Kasi nakita ko kasi sa mga Facebook, even before pa na tawag dito, nag-blow yung issue. Nakikita ko yung mga...
di ba binangga pa yung mukha ni Asek with
politiko sila nagbibigay
di ba yung mukha ni Asek daw binangga with the mukha ni former spokes James Jimenez? Si Boy Lusot at si Miss Lusot daw. Hindi ako yon. Po yun, these are memes from Facebook. But maganda yung point po na release ni Bok Ed Lingaw na may-ari ng laruan na yan. Yesterday, while they were talking na as much as possible daw hindi siya politicized itong programs. But nung ginugol niya yung program, you will see yung mga politiko mismo kasama sa distribution, which is not allowed, di ba? I mean, nasa batas, hindi sila allowed na makidistribute sa DSWD.
DSWD yan Tapos makikita mo pangalan nila nandoon.
Tapos they question yung ano ba yung kay Senator Bongo, ang tawag doon?
Malasakit Center.
Oo, na yung Malasakit Center daw nakatali sa isang senador. Hindi naman daw kasi several agencies are involved in this. So, 'di ba? Nagkamot na lang ng ulo sila.
Pero yun, syempre, pag nandoon yung politiko in the time of giving, in distribution, mapapaalis ba yan ng mga taga-DSWD? Sir, bawal po kayo dito.
Because alam mo, yung DSWD, ang mandate nila is to help those who are in need. And dapat anyone should not benefit from this because this is the program of the government for the people. Ngayon, for election purposes, you have to do it the right way. Mag-campaign ka. Not because...
Kaya nga, may
Tsaka pera po ng taong bayan ang binibigay sa mga ayuda. That's from our taxes. So, hindi po pera ng mga politiko yun.
Kaya nga sinasabi sila, patronage politics daw. Kasi ngayon, yung sa budget natin, malaki. Parang, magkano 65 million ba sa Congress, as 5 billion sa, if I'm not mistaken, yung mga figures sa Senate. Di ba, pag ganyan, ito lalo na malapit na yung election. Kasi sinasabi ng COMELEC, 10 days before the election, bawal na yan.
Kaya nga, Senator Drilon, former Senator Drilon, please, isulat nyo na yung libro.
How to fund your pork barrel.
Di ba? Para malaman na ng taong bayan. Pork barrel for dummies.
Di ba sabi nga nila...
Nawala nga ang pork barrel, may mga...
Anik-anik
naman.
Sabi nga nila, hindi pa nga daw ma-perfect yun. Tsaka yung sa 4-piece naman, conditional transfer yan di ba? May mga dapat gawin yung mga beneficiaries.
Yes.
Oo.
Pero may mabigat na issue kailangan tayo pag-usapan.
Okay.
Itigil mo na
sige.
yung ugat sa ulo mo.
Let's continue with our countdown. Our top story for today is the progress report of the House Quadcom. The committee has recommended filing charges against former President Rodrigo Duterte and personalities linked to him for his bloody war on drugs campaign. They also presented bills that will further criminalize extrajudicial killings. Here's the report.
The House Quad Committee has presented their progress report about their probe into POGO's illegal drugs, extrajudicial killings, and Chinese syndicates. They are recommending the filing of crimes against humanity against former President Rodrigo Duterte, Senators Bato de la Rosa and Bongo, former Philippine National Police Chiefs Oscar Albayalde and Debold Sinas, former Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office General Manager Rina Garma, ex-NAPOLCOM Commissioner Edilberto Leonardo, and a certain Ermina Muking Espino. In a radio interview, De La Rosa accused the House Quadcom of attempting to demolish Duterte and his allies. He said he is willing to face the possible charges against him. The House Quadcom also wants to file additional charges against Duterte, Garma, Leonardo, Police Superintendent Gerardo Padilla, and SPO4 Arthur Narzoles. This is for the death of 3 Chinese inmates in the Davao Prison and Penal Farm in August 2018. Aside from this, the committee recommends Garma, Leonardo, Police Lieutenant Colonel Santi Mendoza, former PNP officer Nelson Mariano, and Jeremy Causapin to face charges for the death of former PCSO Board Secretary General Wesley Barayuga. They are also pushing for further investigations into individuals allegedly involved in illegal drugs. They listed Davao City Representative Paulo Duterte, Nilo Abellera Jr., Paul Gutierrez, Benny Antiporda, as well as Jojo Bacud, Tita Nani, and Allen Capuyan in this report. Also included in this list are Michael Yang, Wei Xionglin or Alan Lim, Charlie Tan, and Sammy Uy. When it comes to the Pogo-related activities, the House Quadcom wants further probes into former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, Cassandra Lee Ong, dismissed Mayor Alice Guo, Michael Yang's siblings Tony and Hong Tiang. The committee ordered the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission and the Anti-Money Laundering Council to file court-issued freeze orders against Pogo companies. They also presented numerous bills formed from their hearings. This includes classifying extrajudicial killings as a heinous crime and the reduction of offshore gaming operations in the country.
Perhaps the most chilling revelations, Mr. Speaker, pertains to the extrajudicial killings that have scarred our nation's history. The investigations brought to light a harrowing narrative of abuse of power and institutional impunity during the Duterte administration.
Yan, breaking news yan yesterday.
Yes. Actually, ang recommendation ng iba is magtayo daw ng IAS na independent from the police chief, parang sa internal affairs ng US that kinakatakutan po ng actual police forces because sila ang police ng police. Magkaroon ng unit ng internal affairs talaga that will take a look at supposedly unbiased problems within the police force. So yan ang rinecommend ng marami.
Para hindi nila boss yung
Pero until right now kasi
yung nag-iimbestiga kasi ang boss nila yung
PNP din. So syempre may conflict of interest diyan. So yun, sinasabi ng iba, why do we need more laws to criminalize extrajudicial killings? Hindi ba extrajudicial killings just the same? It's just simply murder. It's up to how you implement the law. But syempre, gusto i-categorize as heinous crimes. Kasi minsan ginagamit ng police ang extrajudicial as a self-defense. But it has to be qualified. Ano ba ang self-defense? Ano ba ang operating manual ng police?
So this is the 13th, after the 13th hearing ng Quadcom, ito yung progress report nila. This doesn't mean na tapos na sila, progress report lang ito bago nag-break sila yesterday. So abangan pa natin iba pa nilang hearing kasi ang tawag dito yung di ba during their hearing yung umattend si former President Rodrigo Duterte. May mga pronouncement siya doon, parang nag-aamin na siya, di ba? Tapos yung mga sinabi rin ni Garma, di ba, na confirming yung reward system na 20,000 to 1 million per head.
But these are criminal charges against this, meron kang sitting senator right now, as of now, sitting senator kasi elections are next year. Senator Bongo as well, and then you have former President Rodrigo Duterte. Interesting to see how
former PNP officials,
how this will hold up kay former President Rodrigo Duterte because yung age niya medyo matanda na, and alam naman natin ang criminal proceeding pag natapos
matagal.
May appeal pa yan, may finality sa Supreme Court. So in essence, what if 10 years yung kaso ni President Rodrigo Duterte, former President, by that time, how old na siya? Diba? Pero ang habol natin dito is accountability. That's what I'm saying.
Pero yan ay recommendation ng Congress. So it is up to DOJ to file.
But DOJ also,
or actually, pwede rin actually somebody from, sabi din nila, if I'm not mistaken, sabi din ng, pwede din yung may victim, family ng victim ng EJK, pwede sila magsampa ng kaso nila.
But the DOJ already has said
yes.
They have cases ready for Alice Guo na sila gumagawa with regards to yung pagpatay kay Garma pala, yung pagpatay kay Barayuga. And also, they are waiting for the DOJ, for the Quadcom to wrap up because they may file charges based sa evidence na nakalap daw sa Quadcom na integrate nila. Sinabi naman ng DOJ yan, they're intent on looking at this information. Pero malaki yan. This is medyo heavy news because you have a sitting
May ganyan ka, tapos meron ka pa ring ICC.
ICC.
Diba?
And you have 2 sitting senators in the list. Senator Bongo and Senator Bato de la Rosa. Diba? So, another house, the lower house, co-equal branch of the upper house, are recommending, kasuhan nyo itong mga fellow sitting senators, diba? So let's see how this happens and plays out. Guys, 6 days before Christmas.
Oh my God.
Wow, kamusta na ang traffic at high blood pressure natin?
Nakabili na ba kayo ng gift?
Oo,
Wala pa.
Alam mo, guys, you always remember, ang diwa ng Pasko is about love, peace, and joy. So huwag kayong ma-stress kung ano iririgalo nyo or anong iririgalo sa inyo. Hindi po yan ang diwa ng Pasko.
Hindi ka masistress yung regalo ko.
Ay, hindi, ibang usapan pag si Angel yan. Nasistress ako kung walang regalo.
Grabe siya, maraming salamat kay Chef June ng Lasagna Express.
Panalo, Chef
For this,
June. Alright, that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro. And he is Angelo Castro III. We are One News, all sides, all the time. Sanay say Bruno.